Now, the US Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, she's in Istanbul for talks on the crisis in Syria. She's meeting Turkish leaders as well as opposition activists from Syria. Well, the discussions are expected to focus on how to help the opposition forces deal with Syria post-President Bashar al-Assad.
She's also expected to announce an additional $5.5 million worth of humanitarian aid. We heard from Richard Weitz a little bit earlier, director at the Center for Political Military Analysis at the Hudson Institute. He told us Secretary Clinton will try to focus discussions on bringing about a political transition for Syria.
Turkey and the United States for the past year have worked very harmoniously on the Syrian issue. They basically have been pursuing parallel policies, mutually supportive policies. When the foreign minister came here a few months ago, it dominated much of the discussion, and I suspect this is going to be a continuation of that dialogue. I mean, Turkey is a frontline state as far as Syria is concerned. There's been cross-border incidents. There was a shooting down of the Turkish plane. Turkey hosts a number of refugees. They'll probably talk about what might be a next step. There's some speculation they might set up a no-fly or a safety zone along the border or something, some kind of other measure to decrease the violence.
Well, lots and lots, and there are two different types. There are those that come all the way through here to Turkey, of which we think there are some 50,000 plus already, the last 10,000 of which we believe have come through just in the last week, because of course now that the fighting has moved to Aleppo and got very, very nasty indeed, that's the biggest city in Syria by far, 2.5 million people living in the central city alone, 6 million or so in the greater Aleppo area. Now, a lot of those people are moving out, but as I've been reporting, we were in the towns and villages just north of Aleppo, where a lot of people have just moved there, just a few miles away from their homes, thinking that they would be safe. But of course now the airstrikes have moved and they started targeting those towns as well, because they believe the FSA and the opposition rebels are holed up there and resupplying themselves with fighters, munitions, etc. into Aleppo from these outlying towns. So the whole area is really quite dangerous now, which means there'll be more people pushing their way, presumably towards Turkey.